Discord? You have community on Discord, or is mainly on Telegram?
Mainly Telegram.
Right. I am live with CJ, who somehow has the internet name Fish Market for some reason. Um, not sure why. We might ask CJ, but CJ, I don't even. Are you co-founder? Are you founder?
I am one of their. So I'm head of biz dev at Switcho.
Okay, so you are not co-founder?
No, unfortunately not. The company started long ago, and I didn't join in the initial stages.
Right. So like I was googling CEO of Switcho, and it wasn't you, and I was like, oh, okay. I need to ask him. So CJ is the biz dev of Switcho, Switcho Labs,
Yes,
that develops few products, and the products are Carbon Protocol, right?
yes.
Demex. I would say Demex Exchange, but it's actually much more than exchange. So like I don't know how to call it. DeFi platform. Could
Yeah,
I say DeFi
it's like a
platform?
all-in-one DeFi hub. That's the vision.
Yeah, and well, there is more. Let me open. You also build some apps. I mean, Switch also built some apps on Zilliqa. Yeah.
Yeah, we are close with the Zilliqa ecosystem, and they gave us some grants, and we built some cool dApps over there. And yeah,
Yeah, it's the Zil swap, right? So it's the DEX on Zilliqa.
yes, that's right.
Interesting. And NFT game on Zilliqa and the NFT collection on Zilliqa.
Yes.
This well, I guess Cosmos people didn't know this because that's I also don't know much about Zilliqa, like, but I remember it was like it was quite trending at some point.
Yeah, they
Mm.
are famous for being one of the first blockchains to implement sharding, which is a scalability
Right.
feature. But I think they are haven't been doing too much marketing, too much development. But hopefully they do something and announce something huge soon.
Yeah. Yeah, they had this like massive spike in the price. That's why I know them for, but I don't know much more. But I want to learn. So is Switcho itself is company, right? It's a
Yeah,
registered company in
Singapore.
Singapore, and this company just develops few different products, right?
Yeah, right now we are mainly focused on carbon.
Right, and the Carbon is essentially your own layer one,
That's right.
but it's also integrating many other chains like Ethereum, but it's built on it's using Cosmos SDK, correct?
Yes.
And we could say it's the close to something that DYDX wants to do, right? Which is much
Yes.
larger company, I guess,
Yeah.
but I think the comparison would be fair. I will ask you a little bit about Switcho, but I want to know first more about you, CJ. I know you have your own community, but I don't know much about you. So if you can introduce yourself a little bit, how you get into crypto for the first time, maybe. When was it?
Yeah, sure. It was 2019. So before that, I was running my own video animation company for about 7 years,
Mhm.
and I got into crypto in 2019. I heard about Bitcoin in 2014, but I didn't have time to go and like research too much into it. So I got in at the top of 2019, right? I thought buying Bitcoin at 10K was a good idea because the previous top was 20K. Then I kept buying all the way to 14K, the absolute top, and then it kept going down after that. And I just stayed on, and I just kept learning about Bitcoin and about crypto, and I basically um, that's my history.
Yeah, putting some respect on the CJ, of course.
Thanks, Leo Games.
Um, Similar, like I wasn't putting much. I was buying like Bitcoin. It was like fluctuating around 9K, and then like it was just going sideways all
Yeah,
the time. But I think I bought like few $100s, and I was also like I bought also a little bit of Bitcoin Cash for some reason in this time. It was like after the bull market of like 2017, and then like early 2020 I got like fully in. So
Same,
you are
same.
uh,
Yeah.
early
So
2020,
in
yeah.
early 2020, when the COVID crash and then the Federal Reserve printed infinite money, I know that that was the time to strike, and I sold my house and I just went all in into crypto.
Wow, that
Yeah,
was crazy move.
I was buying like 32 ETH, like, cause there was this like idea of like ETH staking coming back in 2020, and I was just buying 32 ETH every single day. Like
How
every time I
many?
open 32 ETH
32.
at one shot. So I open my Binance app, I just buy 32 ETH. I go to dinner, I open my Binance app, I just buy 32 ETH. Every day just buy 32 ETH. That was
Did you
around like
sell? Did you sell?
I did sell eventually.
Did you sell at the good moment?
Yeah, I think I sold quite a fair bit around 4,000, which is quite near the top.
Here is the greatest crypto trader in the history of the world,
No,
CJ.
I still hold quite a bit. I still hold quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, but because I remember, I wasn't that crazy. So what I did, I'm as we shilling. So I spent like 10K between February to April or May, which is not much, right? Like, but it started. The COVID started. I traveled to Poland, and then I bought like more, like a few months later. Total like spent 20K in 2020, right? Like, and the COVID started and this massive panic and everyone printing. I'm like, I didn't understood much crypto, right? But I'm like, hey, if it makes sense that like if everything goes to shit, the crypto may be some sort of solution. And I was buying Zcash, Tezos, and Cosmos in my Coinbase app every day, just but much smaller amount, right? So, and I did buy Ethereum at 110, I think, or something like this
Nice.
as well. I didn't buy much Ethereum. I bought like 5 Ethereum. I bought mainly Cosmos, Zcash, and Tezos for some reason because I never liked the Ethereum name. And I sold this Ethereum at $200 and I moved it into those other coins. And I missed all of the DeFi summer
Oh
because
no.
other they didn't do anything, right? So
Yeah.
so I was like actually really really stupid. Yeah, because I was just that's my story. But yeah, so you essentially made it, is it?
I would say I'm comfortable.
And did you participate in the DeFi summer? It was like
Yeah,
August 2020. Yeah,
yeah,
did you
I
did
did.
you
I did some synthetics back then, and then I had like a the Uniswap airdrop was really nice. And then I did a lot of like DeFi in BSC, right? BSC came out in early 2021, right? I got into like Cake at like I think it was $2, and then it went all the way to 40, and I was like, no, I'm out of this. It's way too irrational, right? And then I Beefy was great too. I got into Beefy at
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
$80. Is it 80? I think it was 80. It was $80 when I found out about it. I bought it around like 100, and then when Binance listed it, it went to 4,000. I sold it all when the Binance listed Biffy. That was some crazy. There was so many Ponzi's in BSC early days. It was incredible.
Wow, this is some CJ Alpha. Seriously, the greatest investor ever. So like
I was lucky. I was early.
um yeah, I remember synthetics, all of that was going crazy, right? So I was just holding coins and I wasn't, and I remember BSC started and I missed on this all, right? So I missed on the DeFi summer. I didn't got the Uniswap airdrop. When I my friend told me, he actually like went and like the first thing he told me about Uniswap, he was talking about Hex. That was which actually I was like, no, it's a scam, and I still think the same.
Yeah,
But it did like few hundred X's
I
the
know,
time
right? I
on me.
know. That's why if it's a scam, I try to buy at least some, even though I know it's a scam, because scams
Because
can go up so much.
it was one of the first Uniswap. I think it
Yeah,
was like big factor in development of Uniswap. And then as you said, spring 2021 came, so I actually missed on the BSC. I played a little bit. but it was when I start moving, because by then I had like Kava, so I never like I missed on all the juicy stuff, right? So I was into like I had Kava or something, and I start experimenting with like ERC20, and my portfolio did essentially something like that. So yeah, I was never sold, right? Like I felt really good. Like at some point I felt like I'm invincible, right? Then it crashed completely.
Yeah.
But then I had this second wave with Juno and Neta and all that shit.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah. Juno was
and
good.
then it crashed even more because again I didn't sell. And now I'm having another wave with NFTs. Each wave is smaller. But yeah, congratulations, my man. Like this is some really cool stuff. And what was after that, after all of the BSC saga? I imagine, not sure if you participate at early 2021. Also NFT craze, was there
Mm,
anything else?
Unfortunately, I didn't get into the NFT craze. My friend did though. He had a CryptoPunk, and then after that he had
Nice.
like a MeBit, and then they were getting in onto like Noun project. So all of the blue chip NFT stuff, they got into it. And I was just thinking, I'm not gonna pay so much money for a JPEG, right? So that was like the middle IQ path that I took that didn't make me any money. So it wasn't very bright on my part.
Yeah.
But I got into Terra Luna, as my main ecosystem after the Coinbase listing. So Coinbase listed and then the whole market crashed, right?
Mhm.
And I got into Terra when there was this Robinhood incident where they banned users from being able to buy. I think it was GameStop, right?
Mhm.
And I thought that was like really, really messed up. And then there was this Terra has this app called Mirror, which allows you to buy stocks permissionlessly and no one can stop you from selling. So I thought that was like a phenomenal product. And I basically tried it and I fell in love with the ecosystem. Their wallet, their UI UX was fantastic. And then I basically went really, really heavily into Terra Luna around the $5 price. And then it went to $100. I thought like, oh my gosh, this is great and it's gonna keep going, but no, it didn't. And I'm unfortunately for that, I didn't quite take profit. I was too deep of a believer, too deep into the ecosystem to
And
take profit this time.
so you lost here.
I
Uh,
lost quite a bit, but I'm still generally quite comfortable.
yeah, I had friends who lost, and similar story. It was when the market crashed, like March, April. Around May, my friend started getting at Luna below 10 or at 5 or something. And he held it all the way up to 120 when it peaked, and then all the way up to zero.
Yeah, that's basically me too for quite a bit of my Luna.
Yeah. And so it was Luna your introduction to like Cosmos? It wasn't really Cosmos, but
Yeah,
was it the
no, it wasn't. My introduction to Cosmos was Osmosis. So I used Osmosis very early on when they launched, and the APR back then was insane, right? You I think it was all 3 digits APR for bonding the Osmo LPs. So that was my so I got into Osmo around like $1, right? And it just kept inflating, and I didn't like wasn't sure if the price was gonna go up. But then it went all the way to $10. And I'm like, what's going on? How is this high inflationary token going up 10 times? But it just kept going and I just kept selling off the Osmo rewards. And that
Oh,
was
nice.
basically my Cosmos introduction.
Yeah, I was not that clever. I wasn't. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, but it's always the same, right? You think it's and now it's also now when everything is crashing. I look at this and it's like it's not right. Even now, I look at Osmo. Right now, it's at $1, and I'm like, it doesn't necessarily look great, like because the but everyone is clever when it crashes. You were clever before that. So when did you join Switcho?
In 2021 as well, I joined as a research intern, basically coming out with valuation reports on various protocols that we should look into for investing and all that.
Right. So how did you get that job? Because that wasn't your background really.
Yeah.
So could
I basically was in the same office building as them, and that's how I got to make friends with them. Our office were side by side.
yeah. And
Yeah.
and I imagine they knew of your excellent traits. So they were like, we need that guy,
No,
right?
I made those trades inside Switcho when after I joined Switcho.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you're not really developer, right? Like you just be business person. And when it comes to the investments, because you said you help with investments to them, does Switcher invest in the other blockchain protocol, like, right? Or
Yeah, just the liquid token. So we don't really partake in any seed rounds. We just do YOLO, buy low, sell high kind of stuff.
so that's very risky, right? So let me ask you: did Switcher raise the funds? What was the funding of Switcher? Did Switcher as the
Yeah.
company have the fundraising?
Yeah, it was around 2018. I think we only raised like our ICO. We did an ICO. Back then, it was very popular. We launched in 2017. We raised in about 9 million US dollars.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we had a second raise. I'm not sure if it's a raise or a grant. About $2 million from the Neo Foundation, and
Mhm.
people want you to take your shirt off, I guess. And yeah, that's basically the two main ways that we had.
And so I wonder, like, did Switcher? I know it's a story before you. Did already there Switcher was doing the certain investments and diversifications,
No.
or this money is only kept on the
So
bank reserves?
like 99% of it is stablecoin bank reserves, right? Maybe it's some is in Curve or in some very very safe blue chip protocols doing a
Yeah.
little bit of yield farming. And they gave me like a really small amount, like 1% to play. And I turned that into like seven figures. But then I lost it as well. So I didn't take enough profit.
Right, but what was it? Did it end with profits for them?
It's still profitable.
Right. So, and you still do it, right? You still manage that.
Yeah, but it's not my main focus now, I would say. But I still do it.
Right. Right. So when you just let's stick to when you do this sort of investments for switcher, what you are looking for and what you invest in, what you are investing in, if you're able to share that information.
Sure. So usually, right, at least last time, I like to take a longer term approach, right, and I try to see the fundamentals, the tokenomics, right,
Mhm.
how their growth projection would be like. So a lot of TradFi metrics is what I would use, right. So that is if I want to do like a long term position. But this market, I'm not confident in long term position. So nowadays, right, the trades that I do is very narrative and news driven. So if there
Mhm.
is like a big news coming up, or if there is like a news that release, right, and I think there is still more ways to go, then I would buy like for example the LSD narrative, right? We would buy like the LSD tokens and they went up, and then we will not hold. So the moment it goes up and I think that it looks weak, I will just take profit. So I'm no longer going to like hold my positions nowadays in this volatile market at least. Because I know
Yeah.
eh, every week there's going to be like one big rate day, and then if you want to buy back in some, we can do that, but you should always be taking profit, at least in
Mhm.
my opinion, for this market.
Yeah. I'm getting to trading, I keep saying to people I should actually take the profits. I took $500 and I shorted Ethereum 20x with $500 at 1.7k,
Nice.
and it dipped below 1.6, but now went up. I keep holding this because I kind of like feel it's like this I usually go with feeling. Like I don't check anything. It's like when I feel that there is this, because for example, I don't believe in like not don't believe. I like the charts. I don't really think it's like when I feel the sentiment is like weird and it was like pumped. I expect always this 10% dump sudden, and like when I feel it's there, like I would go max leverage and it can go anyway, right? But it so just trying to learn now. and trying to feel if I could have any talent for this before I got liquidated. So I was right, just too early.
Yeah.
So it's usually like this, right? um so do you have big team at Switcho Labs?
Yeah, we have about 20 plus developers on our team, and they work on different features of the protocol.
Mm-hmm. And how are you guys? Are you like financially stable and sustainable? Is the company generating money?
We are generating some cash flow, but I think we are not generating sufficient to stay afloat. So that's why we do take on certain projects. Like if a new ecosystem comes up with a lot of grant money, we do take a look and see if there's anything that we can do for a big size project, right? So we're talking about millions of like development fee for project. But we don't do that much anymore. We are very focused on carbon, and we believe that by the end of this year or latest next year, we can make carbon itself self-sustainable for our development costs, and then it can run perpetually. But right now, our cash in the treasury is sufficient to last quite a number of years. So we're not worried about running out of cash this period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's jump to carbon. Because I heard of Switcho, and you had the actually Switcho protocol before,
Yeah.
and then I didn't hear of it for like 2 years, and then I was collaborating with Stride, and they told me the guy from Carbon, and I didn't know what's Carbon, and then I learned it's actually Switcho.
Yeah.
So Carbon is just SDK layer one that uses Tendermint consensus algorithm. Is it correct?
Yes, and we are launching Ethermint very soon. So that means that it's going to be a permissionless smart contract
Mhm.
platform on Solidity and EVM, just like FMOS and like Canto. So it's going to come very soon as well.
Amazing. And how many validators you have? I'm trying to.
We have a maximum of 23 validators, and I
Right.
think we have 21 active right now, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason why it's not a lot is because we are not a high inflationary ecosystem. We only have like 6% inflation this year, and it reduces every year. It reduces every week actually, but it will finish inflating by March of 2023. No, 2025, and that's why if we have too many validators, then we have to split a lot of this with all the validators, and they won't be making a lot of money. So by having lesser validators, they are all more sustainable as well. They earn a lot more commission and all that.
I absolutely agree, because I think many Cosmos chains did a mistake by having tons of validators, and now those chains are collapsing. Validators are dropping. They cannot have full set, right? And I couldn't understand why chains don't choose like 30 validators and just make sure that the network works, right? Like don't, and it's smooth, reliable. So yeah, I think that is cool. Also great you doing Ethermint. So it will be Evmos fork. You forking the Evmos?
I don't know if we are forking FMOS, but I know it would be something like FMOS. Yeah, I'm not sure
Right,
if the devs are like forking anything or if they're creating their own. I'm not part of the Ethermint
right,
team at
right.
the moment.
Did you use Canto a little bit? Did you
A
play
little
with
bit,
it?
a
How
little
how
bit.
did you like it?
It's not bad. It's not as fast as Arbitrum, but the yields are pretty good. I'm not like too confident, so I don't dare to put in too much money because the yields are a little bit too high for me, and I feel a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
skeptical.
270% was LP in or something like this, right? Over 200%, I think it
And
was.
now there's a solidly fork on Canto, and the solidly fork for stablecoin like Note and USDC stablecoin is giving like 70% APR. So it's like a stablecoin
Wow.
farm with 70% APR, right? As long as Note doesn't depeg, right, which is an over collateralized stablecoin, so it shouldn't depeg,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
earning
yeah.
70%, which is
And it's in
pretty good.
Canto?
It's in their governance token, the solidly fork governance token. It's called Flow, I think. Is it a Flow or
Oh,
Flow?
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh I kind of like this note design, because I was thinking like, so I played on the exchange with Slingshot, do the bridging, and especially played with Alto, which is like absolutely horrible experience because I'm into NFTs, right? So I played with Alto, and I was like, the feeling was just that it's like just fun chain, but it still like needs to improve a lot. But using the chain was like fast, like I couldn't really complain about anything. But I'm quite fascinated with the node, because I think other ecosystems should actually do something similar, right?
Yeah.
Because so for the node is like maybe you can help me here. It's over collateralized, slightly over
Yeah.
collateralized with two coins, which is USDC and Tether, right?
Yes.
And it meant to trying to stay stable by issuing the interest rate,
Yes.
right? If the price go down,
Interest rate goes up.
interest rates goes up, so people buy it. So it's,
Yeah.
but it's good because when you have the like centralized USDC, right, it can be censored always. But if you do something like this and issue your own, then you have essentially this decentralized stable coin or whatever you call it. So I actually quite enjoy this design that they
Yeah,
have. I know
it's why we launch our own over collateralized stablecoin as well. And in a very upcoming update, we will change our interest rate to be algorithmic, just like Note. So if the price of our stablecoin goes too low, then our interest rate will automatically go up. If it's too high, our interest rate automatically goes lower to encourage people to mint it and sell it or do other stuff with it.
and very important for people, because I think when people hear algorithmically, it doesn't
Yeah,
sound well for them. It's only the interest rate rebalancing.
interest
It
rate,
doesn't
yes.
mean it cannot cover. Like
Yeah, it's
because it's over collateralized,
yes,
so
yes.
it's
It's over collateralized stablecoin with
yeah,
algorithmic interest rate only.
yeah, yeah. That's really exciting. So, um, do you? I wonder, like. What is this layer one chain? Is it focused on the DeFi? Do you plan to enable also like, do you have Cosmos in there? Like, what's going on? Like, I want to learn because
So
I
it's
don't know
going to
much.
be Solidity at the start.
Mhm,
And we are probably going to be launching a couple of DeFi pillars, right?
mhm,
We're gonna have like the money market, the DEX. We're gonna have like the stablecoin, like what Node is, and from there we will probably build interesting stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it's going to be a lot of Ponzi's because it's permissionless, and we probably will have a incentive program, and I think Solidity devs, they like to see, hey, new ecosystem. Let me fork my Ponzi onto another ecosystem, right? It's very effortless. So I think there's
mhm,
going to be a lot of I don't want to say nonsense, but it probably is going to be like a lot of nonsense, but it's like fun nonsense. Hopefully, it's like fun stuff. We hopefully people won't lose too much money. It's meant to be like a fun place where it's fully permissionless. Anyone can launch whatever they want.
mhm,
And after that, we will start to build out very unique, innovative features that we have on Demex, for example. So I think that the strategy is quite straightforward. We just want to have a lot of fun stuff in the beginning, get a lot of users, get a lot of developer attention, build some dApps, have all of the core pillars like the DEX, the money market, the stablecoin, and then from there we can start to build innovative features. And users can also use Demex on the Carbon EVM on MetaMask. So right off the gate, we already have Demex on sort of like on the Carbon EVM as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
Demex is already on the Carbon, right? It's the right.
Yeah, so we're just opening up a EVM component. And you mentioned Cosm. So for those who are not familiar, Cosm is like another permissionless smart contract platform. And I think we do have plans to incorporate Cosm in the
Mhm.
future. So it will be like one of the few Ethermint plus Cosm ecosystem in one. But that's not coming so soon. We will launch Ethermint first.
Yeah, I was using, I was using Dmax. It's actually really cool. I like what I'm hearing. And I'm very glad you opened that. There will be a lot of scams. It's permissionless. It will be fun, because I think, to be honest, I felt Cosmos never had it. Like, even Juno, right? It had the crazy time, but this chain, like, which is Cosmos chain, right? Sorry for saying, like, I was just involved in that, and it never really had fun. Like, it had like one Ponzi there, like really bad Ponzi, but it never was like fun, like laughable. That, if you remember DeFi Summer, or like even the craze with BSC, you had plenty of the like beefy finance, some fries, burgers. Like, it was always some, like, it was just fun. You had like pandas or whatever. Like, it was forks of the, and it was just like this. And it was great because I think actually works with adoption, right? It's like most of that will go to zero. And I think we never really had this type of like stuff in
Yeah.
Cosmos. So if you will be able to do it like in the bear market, I think it would be like a lot of fun. I surely will be looking at this because, yeah, as I said, essentially this drives adoption,
Yes.
right?
I
Um,
really hope we bring a lot of these like fun 1,000,000% APY farms onto Cosmos.
wow, I love that. I like maybe I can get rich there, right? Like,
I
maybe
don't
that's
know
my
about
last.
that. I don't know about none of this is financial advice, and we are not the ones that will be
It's
deploying.
okay. We are like not allowed, but I tell you something that I like. I came to realization. Maybe I'm wrong here. I feel that if I, like, let's say if I make content, hey, I'm about making money, I'm gonna grift on all of that shit coins. I still believe this might be more honest that some of the serious guys that preach to you. Because I actually think like all of the guys, even the guys who are like presented as the good guys, they are in it for money. And it's like, and if you try to be the good guy, you'll be like left over. I think this kind of grift is important part of the game somehow. I don't want grift sounds bad. Like, I'm saying this craze that happens, and let's chase the gains. It's actually maybe not negative. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like
Like
I
what
realize.
I can't remember who said it, but respect the pump. Right.
Ivan on tech,
Yeah, Ivan
respect
on
the
tech.
pump,
It's really funny.
respect,
Respect
just
the pump.
respect the pump. Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of
So
shitcoins on Carbon. Hopefully they're gonna pump and just respect the pump.
yeah, just go with the flow. And like, so there is Demex, and I tell you something. I was using Demex, and actually I was, you saw I did one video. Actually did quite well for the size of my channel. But then I came again because I wanted to show how you can leverage ST Luna on Demex, right? So I wanted to take my Luna, deposit it on Demex, and then I wanted to like borrow Luna against ST Luna, so I can, and I couldn't. There was no, right. So I don't think there was like much, like, I don't think Luna was available to borrow, or if it was, the liquidity was too low, so I couldn't do that loop, right? And I gave up on recording that video. Let me
Oh
see
no,
if I
let
can.
me see if it's available to borrow now. I think it is. There is about not a lot, 1,800.
No, Luna ST Luna pool is $97 liquidity. There is no liquidity.
Oh, you mean
So if
to buy the Luna? Yeah. So spot
so
LPs, there is a problem. So we don't
so you know what
really.
I mean. The
Yeah.
easiest way is I supply ST Luna and I
Yeah.
borrow Luna against that, and then I
Yes.
sell it to ST Luna. No liquidity to do that.
So the right way is to borrow Luna and send it to Stripe and stake it into ST Luna and then send it back to Demex.
Um, that too. I'm thinking what I was.
Or
Yeah.
you could now there is liquidity on Astroport because
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now
it
it's, but
just
there was, yeah, there was like a lot of steps when I tried to do it, and I was like, no, it's too. I'm losing on the fees. Astroport didn't have really great liquidity. I saw today it has actually good liquidity.
now they just launched incentives, so that's why there's liquidity. But I'm happy to share. This is a little bit of alpha. There is a DEX aggregator for Cosmos coming soon. I think you guys might have heard of them, TFM, right? They're one of the best aggregators for Cosmos and Carbon. Most likely, nothing's confirmed, but
Mhm.
we're going to be listed on the exchange, and that means that you can go from Luna on Carbon and you swap it into ST Luna on Astroport, and you have the liquidity of Astroport on
That would
on
be,
the
if you
aggregator.
can integrate, that would change the world. If you could
Yes.
have like really DEX aggregator,
Yeah.
that would be amazing. But I tell you something, I didn't expect much. So the issue is like this liquidity really, because you have only like $2 million of liquidity on the platform, which, like, being honest, that's nothing. So this is the issue. But when I was looking Atom, I really enjoyed that. The only problem is like you cannot go below like one ST Atom. So for like very small users to play, not, but that's okay. But it was smooth. It was, I was really, I was shocked that you had Dex and at the same time you had lending borrowing platform, right? So and you could do everything. So but as I said, there is problem with liquidity.
Yeah.
How you plan to increase that liquidity from 2 million to 20 million?
So we're going to focus a lot on the perps because perps are where a lot of volume and a lot of the fees will be at, right? We have seen the success of GMX and GNS. I think GNS and GMX, they're like the top 10 revenue makers in terms of a DEX protocol. And we're going to be taking some of their models and mechanisms that will help crowdsource liquidity onto our perpetual order book. And so that's going to help a lot with the liquidity for order books on perpetuals. And for the spot, we're going to partner with a lot of aggregators, and using interchain accounts, you will be basically trade on Carbon, but it will route the liquidity onto another place with a lot better liquidity like Osmosis or like Window, and then
Mhm.
afterwards it will send back into Carbon. So it's gonna be like we have the liquidity of the other bigger dexes. So that's gonna solve the spot liquidity problem. So that's our
Mhm.
main approach to this.
Mhm. Yeah, and also, the other problem I want to address. I think, and when I was experimenting with Nitron, I think I borrowed the Switcher stable coin, but the price was completely off as well. So
It's $1 now. I think it wasn't. There might have been some bugs on the UI where it
or
doesn't show $1, but it should always be $1, because it's always over collateralized.
and
And yeah, I'm
and
looking
what
at the
is
price chart. It should always be $1.
right? And what is the how many stable coins are now in circulation?
I think it's about a few 100,000. Let me see the
Sorry,
Explorer.
I think I know what. Like I think there was no Carbon USD with Atom maybe, and I was like, oh, there's too many swaps I have to.
So
I
the
think.
total supply now is above 200,000 Carbon USD
Mhm.
or USC basically. Yeah,
And what you over collateralize that with? Stable coins or other coins, and how it works?
basically everything. So
So
all
you
of
allow
the
everything.
yeah, so I like to say our tagline is Demex, buy degens for degens, because right
Mhm.
now you can go like you can
Amazing.
deposit ST Luna to mint our stablecoin. You can deposit ST Atom. You can even deposit Arbitrum assets like GMX or GLP into
Mhm.
our platform. And GLP, as we know, earns like 20% per year or more in fees, and that auto compounds into that token. And you can borrow against that auto compounding value accruing token, and then
Mhm.
you can do whatever you want. You can even buy more of that GLP. We have like like a lot of different assets, and it increases every week. So every week, you will see we add more. Tomorrow, right? So this is a bit of an alpha. We already announced this, but Amp Luna is coming onto Nitron, and it's coming with incentives as well. So if you hold M Luna, right, if you're part of Terra ecosystem, Terra community, and you have M Luna, you can deposit and earn additional incentives and borrow against it.
And this is also LSD.
Yeah, M Luna is LSD.
You know what they should do? I'm annoyed they never do it. The LSD pools, like you said, M Luna with ST Luna, like because it's better yield. You know what I mean? Because you earn rewards on both instead of just like half of this. But still, no one really does that. I think at like it's not mature market yet, maybe. Um, but yeah,
Mhm.
like I do think, increasing the liquidity of the spot, like it's also like really important. Did you think that maybe it would be possible with like issuance and having the high APR, or you think that's bad solution?
For the LSD, I mean, if it's just a native staking reward, right, then that's usually fine. But if it's like attracting liquidity for the spot LP, then having higher incentives, of course, will help get more liquidity for the LSD pair, which is, I think, the single most important aspect of an LSD is the liquidity. Apart
Hmm.
from, of course, security. Security has to be there, of course. But liquidity is the most important thing people care about for LSD. So it has to always be incentivized.
Yeah, I actually did the video today about LSDs, and I said that liquidity is very important. So I quite like what Stride is doing, because what I see, they actually like incentivizing liquidity everywhere. And it's like very smart moves, because you want to ensure the price don't won't really be the pegging, that there will
Yeah.
be liquidity everywhere, and like they are very strategic about that. So like I'm
Yeah.
really impressed with what these guys are doing. I see you also have like ST there. Can I know, because to the pools, what is the amplification? Like I want to share to people what I'm talking about, right? Because I'm on the Demex right now, and these are the Demex pools. And like you can connect different wallets. So there is something like amplification. Can you tell me what is this?
Sure. So it's very similar to concentrated liquidity, which is
Hmm.
like a feature on Uniswap where you use a small amount of liquidity, but you concentrate it within a certain price range such that you have more liquidity or capital efficiency when it's around those range. So amplification is just another type of that. And
Great.
essentially, like 200x amplification, what it means is that if there's $10,000 in the LP, on the order book, it will be achieving a spread that will be 200 times better than compared to a zero to infinity LP pool. So we
Hmm.
amplify and we compress the liquidity into a really tight range. And this range is dependent on the amplification factor. So for LSD pairs, I think we usually do like 5x. For stablecoin pairs, we do like 200x. And this helps to liquidity providers, when they provide liquidity, it becomes very tight on the order book, and it makes the order book a lot easier to trade with for regular traders.
Hmm. I'm checking perpetuals. Do you have liquidity for them, or I would not be able to play with like big amounts?
Coming very soon. So this week we launched one of our biggest features, which is group tokens. And the problem with Cosmos is that you have different kind of stable coins. You have like Xler USDC, USDC, Gravity, and there's a huge issue where if you send like if you IBC transfer Xler over into like Kuji, or if you transfer from another Terra ecosystem to another ecosystem, they have different channel ID for the
Hmm.
same
Yeah.
stablecoin, and it's not recognized on the platform, right?
Hmm.
It's the same stablecoin. So what we have done is that we have converted, like Binance, when you send USDC, it auto converts into BUSD on
Hmm.
Binance, right? Same for us. If you send in Axel USDC or BUSD or like USDC from Ethereum, right? And Binance and other networks will soon be supported. It just becomes USD, and it consolidates all this liquidity.
Does it mean you keep them in the like
Yeah.
you log them and you
Yeah.
issue another one against that, right?
Yes.
W- by the way, Lil Gaines is asking. You didn't say when the EVM launches.
Because there is no date for that. But
Okay.
it's mainly done. It's just we don't want to launch without having a very clear marketing plan. It's a huge feature.
Yeah, I understand. What do you think of these bridges? Because we have Axelar, and I
Yeah.
think UX of Axelar is really good. It's
Yes.
better than Gravity, right? But I feel it's less secure than Gravity because of the multi sig.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like because like that's what I'm asking. If people send stable coins and you hold them, and then the bridge gets exploited in your contract, the people lose money on your platform, right? So
Yes. There is that risk. So we try to be really we have to be really confident that the stablecoin will not have an exploit to list the stablecoin. So XL USDC, well, it's the default stablecoin on Cosmos, right? So
mhm.
if they get wrecked, basically everything in Cosmos gets wrecked. And we think if everyone in Cosmos accepts XL USDC, oh, it's safe enough for us to accept it as well. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's why we have that. BUSD is a little bit more tricky, especially given the recent events. But at the end of the day, it's still redeemable one to one, and we think it's safe enough for now. But at any time, we can remove it. So we can just say, okay, we no longer accept BUSD into this like vault, right? And then all of our users can just deposit USDC. So it's something that we can react very quickly.
yeah, and you know, um, the thing is like, are you not afraid that Cosmos decided so heavily rely on this one bridge that it wouldn't be better to like just do few different ones and diversify? I feel like other ecosystems have like you use usually like different bridges and
Yeah, so it's definitely not the best to have just one bridge. But I mean, now there's two bridges, right? We have XLAM, we have Gravity, but it's still almost mainly dominated by Xla.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think Agoric with their IST is another bridge in a sense. I'm not sure if they are powered by Xla, but yeah, there is not a lot of bridges in Cosmos, and hopefully we have more bridges. But more importantly, we have native USDC coming in,
Mhm.
and I think when native USDC comes in, that will definitely be part of the group token stablecoin group token
Mhm.
vault as well.
Mhm.
But we are looking to sort of like focus mainly on the redeemable stable coins first. So if it's like extra USDC, we can anytime redeem it into USDC on Ethereum. So that fits our criteria. And BUSD can be redeemed into one-to-one either through Paxos or through Binance. So those fit our criteria. USDT does not fit the criteria because we can't take USDT into USD fiat. We don't have that kind of privilege account, so we don't accept USDT for that reason into the vault. So we take security very seriously for this
Hmm.
group token feature.
Yeah, and when you will be building, like, I see you building pools, and a lot of your pools are with USD. Is your main focus to build the pools against the stable coin or maybe switch out token?
So we started off with having it in Swift token as the denomination because we wanted our users to provide LP with Swift because they're earning Swift. So we didn't want them to just provide like ETH USD farm Swift and keep selling. That's not very
Mhm.
healthy. So if we provide ETH Swift, then they have to buy Swift and then hopefully they won't want to sell Swift, right? That's the idea. But we are launching a new feature called multi-pool route next
Mhm.
week, I think, and that allows for liquidity consolidation where we have ETH Swift LP, but we also have Swift USD LP, right? And we will list ETH USD market, right? And that's denominated in stablecoin because it's a lot more familiar and comfortable for
Mhm.
people to use. And that will actually use the ETH Swift and Swift USD and combine
Mhm.
together. It will do a multi route to get ETH USD price. So
Yeah.
that's not something that has been done in crypto at all. If you look
Mhm.
at any other books where, like for example, if you look at Kujira Bo, for example, they have LP, right? But it's fragmented. So the Atom USDC pool and Atom USK pool, they are separate. The atom in that pool are fragmented. So
Mhm.
you're sort of like not having a lot of capital efficiency because the atom is split up, right? It's split up three ways, right? It's split up Atom USDC, Atom USK, Atom Kuji. So that atom is actually like split multiple ways. So if you wanted to trade atom and you're trading with size, you have to trade on all three pools at the same time to prevent someone from arbitraging you,
Mhm.
right? So what we have done is a really complex feature, but it allows for all of these pools that share the same token to share liquidity in a single market. And we call that multi pool routing, which is a really complex thing, but it's going to improve liquidity and trading on spot pairs a lot for our platform.
You said for the stake in the APR is low and the issuance of the token will end in 2025, right?
Yeah,
So do you bet that by this time you will have enough of chain activity that you will be generating enough of the fees
yeah.
from the platform to subsidize validators?
Not just validators, but also LP. So we are a real yield chain in the sense that the fees that are generated on our platform from trading, from the money market, they all go into block rewards, which we can
Mhm.
then use to distribute onto anywhere we want, like or anywhere the community wants, like LP position. So if I provide like ETH Swift LP in the future, when we launch a lot of perps, we get a lot of perp volume and we have a lot of perp liquidity, all of these fees that are generated on a perp, which will be USD based, can be redistributed to the LPs. So if, for example, we make like 100 million volume a month, right? There's a lot of fees in that volume, and that can be redistributed to whitelisted LPs that we want to attract liquidity for. And that LP position will be earning real yield in
Mhm.
USD. So that's
Nice.
going to be how we continue to incentivize pools even after Swift inflation is fully out, because we are going to get a lot of the rewards, a lot of the fees from real trading volume that will be captured in USD trading fees.
Hmm. So it will not only be the SWTH, sorry,
Yeah, Swift,
but
Swift. Yeah,
Swift. But it will be also other tokens, right?
that's
And
right.
people will be able distributing.
Yeah,
That's extreme confidence that you will get such. But I think with perps is possible because I was talking to someone about the GMX.
yeah.
GMX is like printing $500,000
They
every
are
single day, and it's like
crazy
wow,
money making machine.
yeah. So like perps are insane, which is why I'm like quite bearish on some Cosmos, because like in Cosmos chains, no one makes money from the fees. Like Atom, I don't know if they even make $1,000 a day from the fees. Then Osmosis makes like no, maybe Atom makes Osmosis make like $10,000 a day. And then you look like at GMX, who print like, of course it's different platform, but they make over $150 million a year, a $600 million size protocol. Looks good, and then you even look like at spot trading at Uniswap, who make $1.5 million a day. And it's like, do you think the other Cosmos chains will be able to scale and make money finally?
I don't know. I think it really depends. I think at the current state of things, most of them are not going to be self-sustainable. At least earning from fees. They might have to do other mechanisms, whether it's like bribing or whether it's like I'm not sure. But the current state of things doesn't look very sustainable to me. Just my opinion.
So is for Switcher the perps this money making machine? This is why you're going to focus on perps, because the other ways wouldn't make really money. Oh,
Yeah, that's mainly it. And we have always been having our focus and eye on perps from the beginning. So we know that it's going to be we don't think we will win the spot LP war, right?
yeah.
Spot positions, spot LP, the exchanges are definitely going to be the king, followed by the number one dexers in the ecosystem. So we don't have
Hmm.
an edge there. But what we have an edge is in is in listing perps. So we launched perps really quickly. We launched money market collateral very quickly. Like Blur came out, and on the same day we have Blur collateral. Blur is one of the biggest NFT marketplace on Ethereum,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we also launched Blur perps on the same day, I think. And we were the first to launch Blur perps, and I think we are still the only Blur perps on DeFi at the moment.
I don't see the. Oh yeah, there is 5x perpetual.
Yeah.
But like, is there liquidity for that?
So right now, what you are seeing is a fragmented liquidity because we are in the process of transitioning all of our old perps that is denominated in USDC into our new perps that will be denominated in USD group token. So a lot of the liquidity right now is fragmented. So when we finish the transition next week, right, you will see all of them will have their normal liquidity amounts back. For Blur, I believe you can go long and short 2K without much slippage. But not right now. Right now the liquidity is not there. But it's coming next week once we
Oh,
finish
but
the
when it
migration.
comes, so 2K with maximum buying power. So you mean $400 and 2K buying power, or 2K and 10K buying power?
Maximum buying power. So like $400,
Yeah,
5x
yeah, yeah,
leverage,
yeah.
2K.
That's okay. That's okay for small traders. That
Yeah.
would be that would be like, like, and I think from there, like, it would be nice to scale, nice to scale. Funny thing with the blur, did you see the interview with founder Pacman on maybe
No, not yet.
Bankless? But have you heard of the guy Pacman?
Oh, Pacman, yeah, I have heard of the guy Pacman.
So my first interview ever on YouTube was interview with Pacman,
Wow.
and I didn't. So he is co-founder of Namebase. So, okay, different. I was into Handshake protocol, which is the decentralized name service. Have you heard of Handshake? It's
I think,
actually
yeah,
the
I heard of it.
so it's the domain name service, actually, not like Ethereum name service or anything like this. It's domain. This is like really the front end of the internet.
Yeah.
And there is this platform that was built for Handshake, Namebase, right? Yeah, I just letting you know to fix the Telegram group. So there was Namebase, and Namebase was founded by the guy. So I did the interview with the guy from Namebase, and I think it was my first interview. It was quite good. I learned a lot. He seemed extremely clever. And then a few months later, he sold the Namebase to Namecheap for $5 million, and he's gone. And a few days ago, I see the Pac-Man sharing his picture, and that's me, Pac-Man. Here's a few things about me, and I'm looking. I'm like, it's this guy. It's founder of Namebase. He founded Namebase. He sold it for $5 million. It was Pac-Man. Pac-Man founded Namebase.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy guy, like really talented.
Crazy.
And then he went on, developed Blur within 1 year, and grew it to this size of platform. It's sick. Was
Yeah.
so like really inspiring guy. Like I
Yeah,
was.
we learned a lot from his airdrop. Right, he basically like shared that there's gonna be this airdrop, and the volume that you have will contribute to how much airdrop that you get, and that was like a fantastic genius idea, and it's gonna be something that we'll be doing as well. So we will have more. We have another token that will be launching. So this is alpha, right? So whoever's in this, you're hearing this, but I can't share anything more, but there is going to be a retroactive airdrop based on trading volume on the perp. So the more perps you trade, the more airdrops you'll get. Is what I can
But
share.
but you just starting, right? So you just starting it. So I think if I start trading now, maybe in the future I have big airdrop, right?
Yes.
Good, good, because I'm trading now on DYDX, and I'm earning DYDX tokens.
Yes.
I'm earning DYDX tokens. Everyone is doing this. Um, CJ, do you think the Cosmos had the worst designed airdrops?
I mean, I think they are not the best thought out. They're just it's quite a straightforward approach most of the time, but we're learning. A lot of Cosmos developers are getting better in terms of being more targeted and not just giving to airdrop farmers. So hopefully, um, a couple of years from now where we have a lot more Cosmos app chains, the
Mhm,
airdrop formula, the airdrop strategy will be a lot smarter, a lot more effective, efficient. Yeah, in
mhm.
terms of like the budget and all that.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the perps of Ethereum, and I think the price that is displayed now, the last price is, so this is the I think liquidity crunch, because the price is like uh 1631 around,
Yeah.
but it display 54 because the lack of liquidity.
Yeah,
So
it's
I,
the last traded price. So what we are going to do is that so this is coming soon. Every 10 seconds, for example, it will just do a very small trade so that it will close the last traded price to the index price, and the chart will look a lot nicer. So right now, if you look at the chart, it's like quite choppy. There will be like a lot of blank like dash lines because there are no trades being done. But after we implement this feature, every 10 seconds or every minute, right, there will be a new candle and it will reflect the latest price. And that's going to make the chart look a lot more healthy. And that's coming soon.
yeah, because I would not be efficient in my perp trading right now, right?
Yeah, yeah, not right now. I would say that the
So
platform is not suitable
not
for
for
serious,
perps. It's there, but don't do it yet. Yeah, like
yeah,
that's what I'm
not for
that's what I'm
serious
aiming at.
traders.
And
But
when I will be
soon.
able to finally perp trade in ETH.
So I think next week the liquidity is coming back in. But in terms of like the last traded price, this one will come sometime hopefully this month, where the price will always be close to the index price for small amounts, so that it's at least nice chart and the last traded price is going to be close to the index price. So that's coming hopefully soon as well.
How much you think I'd be able to trade the
So
buying
for
house?
normal volume, yeah, the market maker is really not providing liquidity at the moment, but I've traded before and it's usually around 10K. So if you go to futures, um, I think that's where our market maker is
So
at right
with,
now.
if I have $200, I can
Yeah,
50x.
50x.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it
So
will be there, so it will be possible. Okay.
yeah, it's actually possible now with 5K. So if you go to futures, right, beside perpetual, and then
Um,
if you see if 03 March,
yeah, yeah, I see.
if you see the liquidity there for like 1633 and like 1629, right? It's like
Uh,
$5,000 on each side.
n- I see the 23573, which is liquidity for futures.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see the March 3rd. I
yeah.
can
So
share with you.
yeah, so if you click on that, then you will see the
Let-
order book and it's a lot thicker.
Like this one.
Yeah, that's right. If you click on that, yeah, you'll see that the order book 1633 it has 5,000 liquidity, and 1629 it has 5,000 liquidity. So next week, this
Oh,
will increase
this one,
further.
right? This
Yeah,
here.
yeah, just the
Right.
first
And it will
line.
be more. It will be more.
Yeah, next week it will be more.
Right. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad to know that. I be trying, I be wasting money on your platform. We'll see how it works for me.
yeah. Hopefully the airdrop will cover all of the fees that you spent.
Yeah, like, I'm doing DYDX now. The user experience is great. If I can do like similar, like, because there is liquidity, it's like small trading, why not do it on your platform? How is the best deposit? Because is it all denominated for perps in USDC, or I should deposit USDC for the best experience?
So once now that our USD group token is live, we accept USDC, BUSD, and extra USDC, and they will all just become USD, and that is the token that you'll use for trading. So it's up to you.
Right. So any stablecoin, great.
Yeah.
Why people, when, let's say, when it will be ready, why anyone would use Demex instead of GMX, for example, or DYDX?
So for GMX, our fees are a lot lower, right? If you have traded on GMX before, you know it's the reason why they're making so much money, right? They
The
charge
fees
a
are
lot. They
right.
charge a lot for their fees. On our platform now, if you do a limit order, you get maker rebate, which means you actually earn money if you provide the limit order, and someone fills it. You earn money, you make money, right? So
Mhm,
that's one of the reasons. And another reason is we have the money market inbuilt into the platform. So let's say I have Atom, right? I like Atom. I like to stake Atom, or more specifically, I like the staking rewards of Atom. I can
mhm,
take my Atom and deposit into ST Atom, and then put it into Nitron, and then I can borrow USD. And let's say I don't want Atom price exposure because I think Atom is gonna go down, or I just don't want to care about Atom's price. I just want to have my net worth
mhm.
basically fixed. I'll take the USD that I borrow with my ST Atom, and I'll go over to Atom Perp, and then I'll short Atom with the same size as my collateral. And now I'm delta neutral while still earning the 20% staking rewards of Atom. And it's all in one single platform, and you can't do that on DYDX, for example.
Nice. I'm thinking what you just said. Right, short atom.
Yeah. So a lot of delta neutral strategies, a lot of DeFi strategies
But
can be
if the
done.
atom go up, I get liquidated.
But your FT Atom or collateral on your platform also goes up in value. So yes, you can get liquidated, but before you get liquidated, what you can do is you withdraw some of the ST Atom and you sell it into USD, and then you put it into the perp so that you increase your margin
Right.
and you
Right.
become like safe again.
Perfect. Thank you for explaining to stupid people like me.
No.
Is the DYDX having less fees than GMX? Did you
Yes,
which one you trading on? Maybe I ask like this.
DYDX
DYDX.
and Binance also both.
Yeah. What's the maximum leverage on Binance?
Wow, I think it's like 100x, but I don't trade 100x. I only trade like I'm quite conservative. I usually do 8 to 10x.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
I might go to Binance 200x.
We actually do support up to 150x. It's just that we think we better protect our users from trying such high leverage. But when our
It's just
liquidity is there, we will enable it again.
if you have like if you can track very well, right? So it's like probably for the seconds. It's like you short it and you look which way it goes. If it goes your way, just cash out right away, right? So it's like
Yeah,
gambling.
it's like
I would
gambling.
say.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I love using. Do you make a lot from the? Did you make a lot of DYDX from the?
I got the airdrop. I think it was like $20,000, so that was pretty nice.
Oh,
Uh,
is it? Are they not doing every month? Did they
uh,
do?
they had a gigantic lump sum for day one for users in the past. So I used DYDX long ago, and they did like a retroactive airdrop to reward all their loyal early users.
Nice. This is I think the best airdrop they did. So yeah, and now you're still using and earning those rewards.
Yeah, but I don't think the rewards are a lot anymore.
Yeah.
But I still use it. I don't really bother about the rewards. I just diversify away from Binance because I don't want to have everything on Binance, right? You know,
Mhm.
if, in case like another FTX touchwood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think you could compete with the platform like DYDX at some point?
Yes.
Like,
So we are pretty confident that for regular traders, not like institutional, but regular traders like you and I, trading in like 5K, 10K, 20K range, we will be competitive.
so for the smaller traders, you are like for yeah, like amazing.
Yeah, at
Because
least when we start when we start off with our new liquidity mechanism. But as we grow, we will definitely be able to cater to bigger and bigger traders, and hopefully up to like BYDX level of size. And not to mention that we move very fast. So whenever there's a new exciting perp that launches, we can very quickly launch that perp on our
Mhm,
platform.
mhm.
So we want to be the place where you have exotic perps that you cannot find anywhere else in crypto. and then you'll come to trade to Demex to trade because we're the only place where you can go leverage long on an exotic pair.
Hmm. Um, but yeah, like liquidity, right? That's
Yes, that's right. That's right.
um when the Demex launched, because as I said, I was discovering it lately. I imagine it's quite young
Yeah,
platform.
2020.
2020 Demex.
Yeah, we were the first club decks in Cosmos.
Oh, right, but it didn't pick up. Why
It
was it?
didn't. We
You
don't do
didn't do the
marketing.
good marketing,
We
or?
don't do any marketing.
Right? So that was the issue. And do you plan to change it,
We are
or
changing it aggressively this year. So BitMEX, one of the largest exchange last time.
what?
BitMEX, BITMEX. They were the number one derivative exchange.
Bitmex. Yeah, I know Bitmex. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We hired their marketing director. So that's the announcement is gonna come out very soon,
Hmm.
and we're going to do a lot more marketing this year. So I personally have to been doing a lot of business development and a lot of Twitter Spaces and partnership with other protocols to
Hmm.
get us in front of their community and find out ways we can help each other and basically make money together. And a lot of our community has been growing because of this effort. So we are already seeing good results. And I think my goal is by the end of this year, all of Cosmos and all of crypto will know about us.
Hmm. Amazing. Yeah, I'd be the greatest crypto YouTuber if you need help.
Awesome.
I have the plan to be the largest, most influential crypto YouTuber in the whole space.
Nice.
Not sure if it's going to work, but um, you mentioned Tether, that you don't accept Tether. You guys think that Tether is not legitimate? Because I was thinking of this lately, and I think the situation might be much better than many things.
So we do think Tether is very safe and legitimate, but we do
Mhm.
not accept tokens that for stablecoin into our group token that we cannot redeem into our own bank account. So for Circles, right, we have like Circles account
Right,
directly with them. So if I have USDC, I can directly off ramp into fiat
right.
USD in my bank account. So
Yeah,
I can't
it's
do that with Tether.
it's weird. So it means that Singaporean banks do not support Tether.
No, it's just that Tether requirements is very high. I think you have to be like a multi millionaire to do the
Right. So Tether
redemption.
is for the real money launderers. That's the because I was actually thinking, everyone speak negatively about Tether, and it's actually very weird story, because the team of Tether is such a shady individuals. There's like plastic surgeon is like director or something, like it's like some Italian guy, but the CEO is this Dutch guy who lived since 80s in Hong Kong, and he never did the interview. You can't find the guy,
Yeah,
right? So Tether is incorporated here in Hong Kong, where I am, and many people, um, there is this big spread that Tether is insolvent. But I had this theory: Tether is probably supported by a lot of this local shadow banking here.
yeah,
um Liquidity of Hong Kong is insane. And I
yeah,
think if the big investors support this, and you can see in the Tether statements, they are much more aggressive than USDC. They have much higher revenues. They invest in a lot of like this fast money markets. So I was imagining, even if they would suddenly they have like $40 billion people try to redeem, right? I was thinking it's quite possible they could get the
yeah.
help of
The shadow
banks and be
banking, yeah,
like, hey, just for 2 months till we cash out the money markets, and problem is solved, right? Like just for liquidity crunch.
yeah,
So I was actually thinking they might be shady, because I think they might be serving of a lot of shady businesses, like even Hong Kong. I think there is a lot of very wealthy Chinese individuals that probably use Tether and not USDC. And we talk probably like deposits in hundreds of millions or in billions dollars. And I think Tether mainly support those clients.
yeah.
And I was thinking now with this USDC regulations, Tether can actually become very important player, because they have access to all of the American papers here in Hong
Yeah.
Kong, so they are not at disadvantage. Um, in fact, um, I don't know what is it, but Hong Kong dollar is pegged to US dollars, but sometimes you get some difference in something, so you can actually leverage even that. And I think the investment opportunities, short-term investment opportunities for Tether might be better here than USDC will ever get. um like, of course, I'm not specialist, but as I said, I was thinking and I thought Tether is a scam, and now I'm thinking, hey, its situation might be better than people imagine at Tether, because if it's backed by Chinese money, it's not going broke ever, because now they're regulating everything in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
The who is it, also Justin Sun, I think he also, Tron mainly uses Tether, right, on
Yep.
the network and stuff. um how are the regulations in Singapore? Is it good?
I think after FTX, it got a little bit stricter, right? Because our government is an investor in FTX, and they were kind of like upset over the whole incident. Not like the government directly, but the government's like investment division in a sense. So I think they're a little bit stricter, but they are quite forward looking. So they will eventually open up again, but now it's not the best time to go and like say, hey, we are a crypto company in front of the government.
mm, yeah, I think Hong Kong trying to use it, because these two cities compete with each other
Yes, yeah, yeah,
constantly.
they're probably
Like,
seeing that as an opportunity.
I actually hate it. They build they develop I think they're trying to clean up Hong Kong, because Singapore is like, have you been to Hong Kong?
I have,
Singapore is like extremely clean, right?
yeah.
Hong Kong is not like this, and I hate Singapore. I'm sorry, it's too clean for me, too perfect. And I think Hong Kong wants to become more like this. But I don't like it. I like the chaos, of of Hong Kong. And a lot of these companies were actually, FTX was initially in Hong Kong. Then they moved to Caribbeans, I think. But
Yeah,
a lot of crypto companies and also financial companies, because of COVID and restrictions and national security law, they moved to Singapore. You know that. But now they're quite desperate, and suddenly they are so progressive in crypto, like allowing crypto trading and everything. And I think they're trying to steal the companies and say like, hey, you in Singapore, we will do it much better here.
yeah.
So not sure if you saw the news.
I did. I saw. I think we will Singapore will obviously do something as well to make sure that
Yeah,
businesses stay here.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have great hotels in Singapore though. Like, I mean, Hong Kong has great hotels
Yeah,
too.
both have great hotels.
But yeah, I actually, like, even like, sorry for changing side, even if you travel around the world, like, the greatest hotel brands come from Singapore and Hong Kong. There is no other hotel like Raffles is Singaporean,
Yeah,
right? Like, dude, like, this is hotel brand. And Hong Kong, like Peninsula, right?
yeah,
Like, there is like, and you have a lot of this like ultra luxury hotels, and they are actually incorporated here, and they come from here, like nothing can compare. Like, I love the hotels in Asia because of that, and all of them are like Singaporean or Hong Kong hotels.
yeah.
um CJ, what are your favorite Cosmos blockchains and projects?
Right now, I have to say my own. It's just because it's so exciting. Right? If you have been following our Twitter, we launch things every single week, and there's just so much things that is coming very soon, and we can't wait to share them with our community. I would say the first is obviously Carbon, but
Mhm.
the other platforms that I'm looking forward to would be Neutron and Say. Right? They are both Cosmosm L1 platforms, and I think they have a lot of stuff that will be interesting, and I can't wait to try them. Hopefully there will be a lot of incentives, and we can all make some money there.
You said Neutron.
Neutron, yeah,
Yeah, Neutron, which will be Cosmos as Juno. So I believe you are not very bullish on Juno.
I'm not too bullish on Juno relative to Neutron.
Why is that?
Well, Neutron's team is a lot more. They are using ICS and they came from Lido, if I'm not mistaken. And I think there's a lot of like drama in Juno, and Neutron would be like a fresh start. So I think
Mhm.
Neutron will get to learn a lot about what Juno did, and they can probably do it maybe better. And I'm more bullish on a new company coming in with fresh funds, with new investments, right? They are raising
Mhm.
around, and I think they are going to be able to like restart the Cosmosm activity in Cosmos.
Yeah, and we were talking before the start. You met the Leap Wallet guys,
Yeah.
right? And you integrated Demex, but you will make it easier. Like you were telling me something.
Yeah.
Can you share it?
So for those who wanted to try Demex on mobile, right now you can do it on Leap Wallet. So you can download Leap Wallet, and right now it's not on the featured list, but we had drinks with the founder, and I think he's gonna help us get our Demex on the featured list. So the moment you click on the Leap Wallet, then you just tap on Demex, and you'll be on the website, and you don't have to go and like type in Demex on the phone anymore. So that's gonna make it a lot easier for Demex community and traders to trade on the go and do everything that you do on Demex on your phone.
And what is your favorite Cosmos wallet with that? If we
Well, because I can only trade Demex on my phone, right? And I go travel quite often, so it has to be Leap Wallet.
Yeah, I mean it's great. I really like. I was we were talking. I meant to make video. I wasn't making because it was for some reason I don't know. It was closed source. Actually, like is Carbon open source, like fully open source chain? Yeah. Oh,
We are not fully open source. We have audits and we
yeah.
are very collaborative. So if there are other protocols that want to work with us, we will share our code with them. But we're not like fully open source because we want to stay competitive.
Right. So it's the
It's
okay.
like semi open source. Like if you
But you
come and
letting
say,
people so when someone wants to see
yeah,
you, you
and,
let
and then
them.
we see that there's a collaboration, there's a partnership, then yeah, sure, we can let them take a look.
Yeah, because like I was using Leap and it looks so good. It's like uncomparable to anything in Cosmos. I probably need to get used to, I wanted them to, like, I would feel better because they have 12 word seed phrase. I like to use
Yeah.
24 for
Uh,
some reason.
I'll feedback to them.
Yeah, I mean, I speak to them. I have Telegram group with them. I just like I'm not sometimes not responsive, but they were asking me why I want 24. I feel better with 24. Like
Yeah,
just
I feel better
I
with 24 too.
12. I feel like and it like I don't feel really good. So every time like so that would be like simple thing, right? It doesn't seem important, but I think would make people feel safer. Is there something that is coming to DMX Carbon that we didn't talk?
So many things. I think we have one-click strategy vaults coming very soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have USC, right, you can put it into a lot of these strategies that I've been talking about, but it can be quite time-consuming. So we are creating one-click vaults where you just deposit, and behind the scenes, it will do all of that strategy for you. So that's coming very soon as well.
Right.
We have referrals coming very soon. So if you want to make money by sharing referral link with your community and they use that link and trade, right? Then you make passive income and they get discount on trading fees. So that's coming. I think it's coming next
And
week.
every time they trade, I make money.
That's right. So if you have like
Right.
a referral link in your YouTube description and people use that link and then they trade, you make money.
Yeah. So give me that link quickly. When the perps are there,
Definitely.
I will be trading in my videos and I will tell people, hey guys, use the link in the description
Yes.
to support on Kryptonium if you want to trade. Right. That's good deal. Like I'll be
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
That
Exactly. Yeah, so
yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much. So these are a couple of alphas that's coming very soon. Those are already live on testnet. So I personally have played around with it, and we are going to launch them on mainnet very soon.
May I know when you trade? Is your trading history in your trading history like not like buying selling because you said you bought? Ethereum, and it turned quite well. But I'm saying trading, right? The perps.
Yeah,
Um, are you profitable in your trading?
I,
Are you
I
up?
I would think I am, but I never actually keep track.
Right. And do you have something favorite? Like, do you feel more confident going long or actually short?
So statistically, if you go short, you can lose infinite, right? Because the token can go up infinitely. But if you go long, you can make infinite if the token keeps going up, and you can only lose 100% if the token goes to zero. So I'm much more biased towards going long.
I mean, like well, with crypto, like, because you get liquidated, so you don't lose infinite money, right? It will liquidate you
I try
before
not
that.
to ever get liquidated.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. So, but yeah, this is the fact. Like, if you enter your long in the right moment, like in, like, let's say March 2020, like,
yeah,
you were printing infinite money later.
basically.
So um I kind of like, I'm horrible, but I really like going short. It feels like blah, like,
I
because
know
it's
what
like
you mean. I have been going short a lot these few days as well, but I
it,
try to be like objective and I play both sides, right? If I think market, like yesterday I went short, and then if I think the market has gone down enough, we're gonna get a bounce. Like today the market is really red, so I might go long on some tokens to hope for a bounce tomorrow, and then I just take profit. So it really depends on the market and on my mood for that point in time.
uh, right, like, I didn't really like this. So you trade every day?
Almost every day. I shouldn't, but I do trade almost every day.
I was like, that's how I got liquidated, because I couldn't resist. You just want to go like all the time, right?
Yeah.
But I feel it's better when you feel like quite confident, like, hey, like, we had the dump, it might be bounce, and you go with conviction, and then it, like, usually work much better,
That's
right?
usually where you get the bulk of your profit, right? In those like once in a while high conviction trade and it goes your way, that's where you get bulk of the profit. I trade every day because it's just like a little bit of like a fun thing to do.
Yeah. CJ, are we getting dumped now? I want to know.
I
Or
don't know. It depends on the Silvergate news. So Silvergate is down 30% pre-market. Are they already live? Is the
is the
market live?
bank, right? Is the
The bank, yeah.
But Silvergate doesn't trade. Is it trading?
In about 3 minutes, the market will
No,
open.
Silvergate is not listed, is it? Oh no, it is.
It is
Why?
SI. So it's down 43% pre-market, right? So in 3 minutes, we will see how the market reacts. And
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Why crypto not dumping on this pre-market news?
I don't know. They might think that Silvergate is irrelevant and it's not dumping as hard.
So why is the Silvergate being that low? What
Well,
happened? What's going on?
I'm not sure what. So they basically were supposed to do a annual report, like a financial report, but they missed the deadline. And usually this is a sign that the company is in deep shit,
Oh, so they might be insolvent.
potentially.
It's interesting. Like, I was using Silvergate as, I think they were supporting Kraken. So
Yeah,
I think it's essentially only one bank that was supporting crypto.
yeah. This Silvergate is the main crypto bank for on ramp off ramp. So if they go down, it's just going to be harder for mass adoption.
I just looked at the stock of Silvergate. What the hell is going on here? Like, it went from like 14 or something. It went all the way up to $220, and it's 95. Yeah, 90.
Yeah,
Yeah, over
about
20%
95%
down from
down.
all-time highs. So I think they were making a lot from the fees in the bull market, right?
Yeah,
And they are tiny bank now, $400 million market cap. Um,
yeah.
yeah, like, well, I hope they are insolvent.
Let's get rid of all the C5 and then hopefully we go up only from now.
That would be actually tragedy, because So sometimes I'm very bearish on crypto, right? Like, and people are like, "Oh, we want to go bankless. We don't want to banks." But if the banks will stop supporting crypto, your crypto not going up because you can't get fiat on
Yeah,
crypto. So actually,
exactly.
banks are essential for viability of crypto here. So I'm also
Yeah,
that's
it's
good.
out. Market is up. Well, it's at all-time low now. It's down 43%. Um, I guess crypto is kind of shrugging it. It's not really dropping a lot.
Yeah, it's not. It didn't really do anything on the.
Yeah, but there might be a delay. Crypto can drop like 3 days later on this kind of news. So we shall see.
Yeah, you're a good trader. I should get your uh what do you mean about my Web3 wallet? There's question.
I think we answered it. What's our
Oh,
favorite
Link
wallet?
wallet. Yeah, I'm using I'm using Kepler, but the reason why I'm using Kepler mainly because I'm forced to do that because they don't there is not many options in Cosmos. It's not the greatest wallet to be honest. The IBC transfers are not the best. So I mean it's good wallet, but it could be better. The leap look really great. Are you into NFTs now or still not?
Not yet. I'm waiting for more more crash. NFT prices are not cheap at the moment.
I did well with NFTs. My portfolio is now 90% NFTs.
Wow, I can't
Wow.
imagine that. My,
Yeah.
my, my brother got a super rare galactic punk and sold it for 500K. He got really lucky. Yeah,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
and we were super early into DeFi Kingdom, so we got Generation Zero DeFi Kingdom. He got a mythic rarity one. I think he sold that for like 250K.
Nice.
So he
Nice.
basically like in Singapore dollars term, he made like 1 million. But I think he didn't keep all of it, of course. So I think quite a bit of it was given back into the markets. But he got really lucky with NFTs, and I hope my turn will come soon.
When I'm quite into NFTs, because I think NFTs we will get NFT DeFi, and I think Blair is starting this. You can already see the prices changed a lot, and they're adjusting on OpenSea. Because most of the trading comes from Blur, so people don't collect them anymore. Like they just trade NFTs.
Yeah,
And not sure if you heard of SudoSwap or NFTX
I did. I
before.
did. I bought in pseudo Xmon before it became pseudo, and I provided liquidity. It's a pretty fun platform to trade.
With NFTs, you provided liquidity or
Yeah, on pseudo swap.
uh oh, they have token. I didn't even know.
Yeah, they just launched. So there's a pseudo token now, and if you had Xmon previously, you could lock it and you get the uh uh pseudo airdrop.
Yeah, so I'm doing liquidity and I'm waiting to get paid and some unbondings because I'm buying Ethereum, not much because if you do regular LP pools, right, the real yield is like 0.3%, which is
Yeah,
actually
it's
too
not.
high for regular tokens and it's not big yield. The on SudoSwap, like quite optimal. You create your own pool, right?
Yeah,
So if you have a lot of NFTs, and even if you set 2.5%, it's actually might be quite good because it's essentially goes like as arbitrage to people.
yeah, it's super volatile. There's a lot of arbitrage.
You can make hundreds percent of real yield. So I actually think the NFTs might be like really nice for farming, like much better than exchanges. I think like spot trading might be kind of meh now. You know um Someone asking if you ask Apex Pro. I didn't. And
I don't know. I've not heard of that platform.
yeah. Do you think sorry for the opinion, like Osmosis, do you think they will be like more important decks than Uniswap, or you think the Uniswap will adapt more for the interchain maybe for the future? How you view this?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It depends on how they innovate. I think Osmosis, well, they just had the mass outpost, so that's good. But mass launch wasn't really very good also. It depends on their innovation. They say they're gonna launch like an order book, but it's been quite a
yeah,
long time and they haven't launched it. Uniswap is also innovating with V4 coming up, but I'm not sure what's gonna be in V4. But I would be more bullish on Uniswap than Osmo.
yeah. I think I actually wasn't using Uniswap lately. I don't know why I'm using 1 inch all the time. Is
I mean, it's an aggregator, and 1 inch has a
yeah.
limit order, which is really useful, and I use the limit order on 1 inch quite often.
I started using 1 inch because I think there was some bonus and on something like this, and I always go
Yeah.
to. Is Uniswap having order book and like now or no? It's
No,
not.
but Kyber also has order book. Sorry, not order book, limit orders. And we are partners with Kyber. Kyber is also in Singapore, and we have a lot of liquidity for Swift on Kyber swap on Arbitrum coming soon. I think like 300K liquidity, and there will be a trading competition for Swift on Kyber swap on Arbitrum network this
Nice,
month. So if you
nice.
trade Swift, right, then you might be one of the lucky winners. If you trade very high volume, I think they're giving like $3,000 to the highest volume trader for Swift. I think I'm not sure. I have to check the rules
On
again.
Kyber,
Yeah, on Arbitrum.
yeah. I wonder, is it possible that the Demex would like borrow some liquidity from someone like Kyber, or it's impossible to do like this?
Um, I
Like
think
just use the liquidity on. Can you use or can you integrate like other platform into
yes.
Demex?
So we will be working with partners, aggregator partners for this. For example, TFM, they are also looking to integrate EVM chains, and when they do, then they will integrate with like their Uniswap or their Kyber, and
Mhm.
then we can, when our traders trade on TFM from the Kyber network, it will route through those liquidity.
Yeah. Can I ask you, why many people say EVM no, it's meh, it's all about Cosmos now. What is your opinion here? Which chain you prefer to use, EVM or maybe you enjoy using Cosmos? There's not much to use on Cosmos though, but
You answered the question. Yeah.
okay. Um, yeah, you know, I was in Ethereum before. I left. I went to Cosmos, and lately I'm back to Ethereum because there is nothing to do on Cosmos. Like that's the and I feel like sometimes developers when they talk, they don't realize what they talk like because they say like, oh, EVM no innovation and stuff like this. There is so much more stuff to do on EVM. Like,
Exactly.
do you think this could change or?
It's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to Say and Neutron because
Mhm.
they are cosmosm and they look like they are going to have a lot of activities and depths. So if they come up with a lot of innovative stuff, then I guess there will be a lot more things to do on Cosmos. But right
Mhm.
now, Osmosis is not doing much in terms of like giving things for us to do. Mars was basically it's everything is full, right? So you can't even deposit liquidity. I don't think there's much on a lot of other platforms.
Yeah.
A lot of things to do on Demex, though. I use a lot of yield strategies every day. But other than that, I'm not sure. I do a lot of more activities on EVM, mainly Arbitrum, which, by the way, we are the first Arbitrum to Cosmos integration as well. So
Nice.
if you go on Arbitrum on MetaMask, you can use that directly to connect to Demex. So
Yeah, I will
Demex,
look. You should like tell me like also maybe some strategies because what I know, you as the employee, you cannot really make the videos about strategies, right?
I can. I just don't have time. But I'm going to
Oh,
dedicate
okay.
a lot of time
If
very
you
soon.
want me to do something about the DMX, just let me know. I like if something interesting, I will do. Like
Yeah,
just
I'll be happy to share. So I
yeah.
have like a lot of strategy threads that I can share. I can actually do you post. Can we post stuff onto this YouTube live? No, right?
What do you mean?
Like I want to share a link to the community on this. YouTube
Yeah, yeah,
Live.
yeah, yeah. Send to me. I will share in the live comments. I think people will be
Okay,
able
I
to.
just
There's
sent
private chat
you.
we have, so if you can share the link in the private chat, and I'm going to share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
just sent one. So it's a strategy with GLP, and I have a lot of GLP, and I have like ways with Demex where you can double the APR on GLP. So like right now, GLP earns 20%, right? So every month, um, every year you earn 20%. So let's say I put in 100K, I get about 20K of e fees. If I project it, annualize it, but there are ways I can double this, right? So I can earn like 40K a year, right? Assuming everything stays the same with Demex. And if you manage your risk well, then this is just a great way to earn more yield on existing assets. So I share a lot of strategies in that article. You can take a look
yeah,
and you can see which one you want to do depending on your risk profile.
yeah, and always be careful because you can get liquidated. But that's the part of the fun.
That's part of the fun. Yeah.
That's why.
We have a public liquidation platform. So if you see anyone that is underwater on their collateral, you can go and liquidate them. Just make sure that that's not your own position. Because I could
Oh,
liquidate my own position.
nice. Yeah, there is so much I need to explore more DMX. Like because I like it's there is so much. It's sometimes a little confusing.
Yeah,
But
it's a whole DeFi hub. So there's a lot of things you can do. And we need
but
to spend a lot of time educating.
what's really cool, the fact that you have lending, borrowing, and exchange in the one platform, so you don't have to go between chains. Actually,
Yeah,
that's very very good UX. Okay, let's finish. Thank you for your time. Let Whenever you want, of course, you're always invited, like maybe even chat about trading only. It was a little messy chat, I guess.
no
It's
problem.
always like this with me.
It's just casual.
I will
I'm gonna
link.
launch like together with Little Gains. I'm not sure if he's still here. We're gonna launch a trading channel where we do trading live on Demex, and I think it will be fun if you join in and we can just like fool around with trading.
I should join there because I'm like real fun. Because I'm telling you, I'm real fun. Like I was thinking to myself, if my channel will become the biggest, not the biggest, but like if something could happen, if the wonder would happen, and I would get the channel like hundreds of thousands subscribers, and I get this sponsorship like 50K or something, whatever. I would literally go and like 20x or 50x leverage it live.
Yeah,
Like I would be fun on this channel, like so
yeah. And
I was
I'll be like
thinking,
doing all kinds of DeFi, degen strategies on our money market, and then just showing like passive income, right?
yeah, yeah, like it's yeah, let's do this channel. I think it would be cool. I spoke to many people in Cosmos that want to get into trading, so I think you could be onto something. It's important to know you have YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I do.
Let's share your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So my YouTube is Fish Market Academy on Twitter. Sorry, on YouTube as well. So let me find the link. Okay, here you go. This is my YouTube channel. Actually, there's a
I
video.
see it. I see Fish Market Academy. If you guys type Fish Market Academy, it's there.
Yeah, this
So
one. So
yeah,
this is actually being live streamed onto my channel as well. Because VStream is quite a cool platform, I can stream it onto my channel too.
yeah. Oh, like did you stream this on your channel?
It's live on my channel as well, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Like I really like rest stream. So if you want to use on your channel, you can do it, and you can actually invite the guests, and you can also integrate it with Twitter and like other platforms. So it's really fun to do.
Yeah.
Okay, CJ, uh, let's finish it, and let me know what I can share about Dmex. Like really great chat. I really enjoyed this, and especially that you not only Cosmos, but like you are user who made it, who was trading. So it's not only like it's not chatting to developer, but like was really good adventure to like fellow person who is just into crypto.
That's
And
right. Same here.
yeah, so thank you for this. Enjoy your night. Take care.
Thanks for having me. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you guys again soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye. Bye bye.